What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So we're back out here at the Susquehanna River. As you can see, it's a wet one today. It's not very pleasant. No sunshine and rainbows today, but caught on one, snapped off on, I believe it was a muskie, but I did get some footage of it, so stay tuned to see that. Then I got on some the other day, but we're still out here day-to-day grinding, fighting through the conditions, because we got to get on these fish, got to get content out for you guys. You got to learn things, and the best way to do it is be out in the field doing it. But again, thank you for clicking this video. I appreciate it if you hit that thumbs up. Consider being a subscriber. Click that subscribe button. It really helps the channel. And it just gets it out there for other people to see too whenever you click those buttons. But let's get fishing. All right, so we're gonna continue to keep throwing around jigs. So this time of year, being winter, cold water, fish are gonna stay low. So I'm gonna drag this little jig here across the bottom. Then I have a Savage gear. It's like a salamander on there for a trailer. There's one right where he was supposed to be. There you go. Got him right in the side of the cheek there. That's a decent one. That's a nice one. Long one, actually. Sweet. A little bit of a black tip on his tail there. Nice. Still out here in December at the Susquehanna, catching some good old smallmouth. All right, let's let them go, let them grow. I feel like they all go along the bank there. Even that fish, whenever he bit, it was a real soft, mushy bite. Kind of just felt like a little bit of weight. So then I set the hook and there he was. Just a reminder though that this cold water, they're not gonna always clobber your bait. Sometimes it's gonna be real subtle. And if you're not paying attention to it, like I said, you're gonna miss a lot of fish because they're gonna put it in their mouth and then they're gonna drop it all before you can even set the hook. So that's why you need to pay attention to that weight on your line. Since we're here, let's actually try right up here first, and then we'll head down to the boat launch. And my personal preference for when it's cold, especially in the wintertime fishing with jigs, is I like to use a lighter jig, especially a football head. Two reasons, one of which is whenever you're casting it out, it's not digging into the bottom and stirring up a bunch of mud, stirring up a bunch of leaves, which makes it look more natural because it's kind of just skimming across the bottom. And the second reason is all those leaves and everything, you're not going to get all over your jig. They're not going to get caught up in your hook. As you can see, this is a EWG hook on this little jig here, which helps a lot too versus having like an exposed hook. But definitely try downsizing the weight of your jig in the wintertime if you haven't tried that. So I think it helps me. So I have used heavier ones like 1/4 ounces, but usually in the winter I like to go anywhere from an 1/8 ounce, even clean down to a 1/16 ounce too. But my area too is also not very deep. I mean, if I waded out there, I'd probably maybe go to my hip, maybe to my belly button. So it's definitely not deep here either. So I'm kind of fishing lures that pertain to the conditions in my area as well. And your areas may vary wherever you're at. There we go, another one. And just that slow drag. Is this a fall fish? Yeah, it is. It's all right. Still a fun fight, no matter what the fish is. That's what we're out here for. There's a big old one there. What the muskies love to eat this time of year. Well, good morning, guys. Back out here again. Extremely unpleasant weather today. As you can see, it's raining. Although it's in the 50s, so it's not freezing cold, which is kind of nice. I think I'm just gonna stay up here. Still gonna throw around that undercover bait Lil Craw fish here. gonna try this little pocket. Every once in a while, there's a good smallie sitting in here. Well, my plan today, throughout the day, it's supposed to rain the majority of the day. Just gonna hit a few spots and see if there's a smallie around. Oh, there goes that bait. It's all right. We got more. Plus, I want to tie a longer leader on here anyway. So we're gonna get this situated. We're gonna make some more casts at a different spot. Again, I'm still gonna throw around this undercover baits, Lil Craw. And I have I believe this is an 1/8 ounce lead weight. This isn't tungsten. So I just snapped off on a rock or something down there earlier. It's always the worst standing underneath trees in a rainstorm. You got those big raindrops that hit you on the head and they scare you because you're so focused on your line and waiting for that bite. I mean, even though it's rainy, the water is pretty much crystal clear, which is good. So the fish can easily find my little crawfish then. We just gotta find the smallies. There's one. Man, he was real shallow, real close to the bank. Again, it was that really soft bite. I was kind of just dragging my crawl, and I felt a little bit of a weight. I set the hook and kind of pulled him off the bottom like a wet sock. There we go. Look at that one. That's a nice one. All right, first one today. Makes it all worth it, fighting this rain. If you don't get out, you're not gonna catch them. Thanks for biting, bud. Yeah, he couldn't have been more than 3 foot right off the bank right here. I was just about to reel it in too. And like I said, I didn't even feel that little knock or that thud. It was just a little bit of weight. I kind of lifted it up to see if it was a leaf or a stick. And it felt heavier, so I set the hook. Pay attention to that. Like I said, in this cold water, this time of year. I mean, clean up into early spring too. The water is really cold, because you'll miss a lot of bites if you're just anticipating that knock on your rod, because you're not always going to get that in the cold water. Oh, something just snapped me off right there. That had to have been a muskie. Muskies like to lay in this little eddy right here. I remember last year I used to come down here when the sun was shining during the day. You'd see sometimes 2 foot, 3 foot muskies, not big ones, but they would lay in this mud. And I'm pretty sure we just found one right there. That fish just jumped right there. I turned off my GoPro. I must have had to hook in him enough before he snapped me off to, look, there he is. That's a little muskie right there jumping. Thankfully I came prepared. Brought another little bullet weight, a little 1/0 hook, so we can get rigged up right here. Raindrop just hit my rod there. I thought it was a bite for a second. I feel like there's another one in this little eddy. It's definitely holding a lot of life today. That one smallie, that little muskie. I'm just gonna pick it apart a little bit. I already hit the tip of it here. I'm gonna work the middle and work down there at the end again. Sometimes you gotta persuade the fish to bite it. So in this cold water, they're not real quick to come flying after your bait. Sometimes you just have to get it right in the right spot. Like right there. That's a nice one. This is a good one, guys. This is a tank. Jeez Louise. This thing is humongous. Holy crap. Thank you, Jesus. That is awesome, guys. Look at this freaking meatball. I was just saying, sometimes you just have to keep casting in there because these smallies are cold, and if your bait isn't right in front of them, they're not going to come flying after it. Some of it might be user too. You might be moving the bait too quick, so if you just slow it down. Wow, look at that one. That is easily 4 pounds right there. That is awesome. Let's let them go, let them grow. All right, thanks for biting, bud. Wow, that is awesome. Again, all these little tips and stuff that I give you are just things that I've learned throughout fishing, throughout my journey. I'm just trying to give it back to you guys, just so you don't have to learn the hard way like I did. Some of the tips I learned from other people too, other anglers. So, but again, that's why I do what I do. That's why I made the channel. I wanted to learn information, and the information I had, I wanted to give it to you guys so you guys can enjoy this too. But I mean, as you can see, ugly conditions, but it has the big ones moving. And again, this cold water in the wintertime, it's my favorite time to fish, because these big ones are moving around from spot to spot so they can stay big. They need to find forage, they need to find food. And if you intersect them at different spots, like I said, you'll get on big ones just like that in your area as well. And another reason, referring back to my old video, I think it was last week, about eddy season, it's exactly what I'm saying. You need to find the slack water. So that's where the big ones are going to come throughout the whole year, and also throughout the whole wintering stage, the wintering season, I should say. Because yeah, they have wintering holes, but they always come back, especially the big ones, like I said, to these little eddies, because they find food, then they move to the next eddy. And they're not going to move quick, but they will move. And if you're there on the right day, doesn't matter if it's sunny, doesn't matter if it's rainy, as long as you're there with a lure in the water, you have a really high percentage of catching one. Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm out here at Susquehanna River. It's a rainy day and the fishing's been tough, but it has me thinking I still want to add value to my channel for you guys and just to help people, because that's why I started this channel. I like to learn different things through fishing, different tips, tricks, hear from other people, and then give that to you guys to help you as well, so you guys can take that and learn from it and share it with other people and just continually keep that going, that growth. So these rainy days have me thinking of similarities to how it impacts fishing and how it impacts our lives too. So I'm gonna have these little snippets and these little segments where, like I said, I'm gonna find things that are related in the fishing world and related to our lives, and how we can use them both to benefit and grow and just become better individuals, whether it's becoming more mentally stronger, physically, whatever. Just change the framework that we have in our minds, because sometimes we create these identities and we create this life that isn't our life, and sometimes we take a step back and we have to realize that we need to change, we need to do some things different. So again, back to these rainy days, I was thinking, what's it do for the river? I mean, I see the Susquehanna River right here in front of me. I see the waters coming up, I see them rising. And it has me thinking, when the rivers and streams and everything, the levels go up, it does things that we don't really think about. I mean, one thing it does that I was just looking up on my phone, and this is what the internet says: floodwaters can carry nutrient-rich sediments which contribute to a fertile environment for vegetation. So it's helping plant better growth by deteriorating and eroding some of the old soil away. That way, fresh, rich soil can grow better life. I mean, right there is one thing. And another thing too is, like, you think about all these fallen trees and debris that have these clogs, whether they get pinched underneath bridges or whatever, and these floods completely unclog them and push them out, putting different structure in different areas for different fish. So even the floods and the rains help the earth and the environment. And just like in our lives, we have these rainy days. I mean, it could be financial matters, it could be relationship matters, it could be things at work. There's always these rainy days that, I mean, even if you look, it's kind of gloomy, right? It kind of feels like we should just curl up in a ball under the covers in bed, right? But underneath all that, in the depths of it, there's so much going on that's helping. And we need to not forget that when we have our rainy days. We need to understand that the rainy days in our lives are reshaping us and they're helping us grow. And we really need to dive into that and dig into that, into ourselves, and be like, what can I learn from this? What can I use this to help me grow? What can I take from this that in the way that it impacted me and give it to other people for them to learn from it too? Because I believe that we are all here to serve, to help people. I mean, I believe through my faith that God created people to help people. I mean, there's going to be different topics that I'm going to, like I said, find relations to that compare to life as well as fishing. And like I said, I want to give them to you in a tasteful manner that hopefully you guys really like them and makes you want to share the channel more. But I really hope that it's something, again, that you can take into your life, into your daily life. I feel like so many people feel stuck. I mean, I myself sometimes feel stuck, which is why I'm doing this. I mean, it takes me out of my comfort zone. I never thought in a million years I would do a fishing channel. I never thought in a million years I'd be sitting here right now with a GoPro in front of me, trying to come up with, thinking of a topic that I can give to you guys to help you, that's related to fishing, but also related to just things in our personal lives. But again, this is something new, something different. I'm obviously going to get better at it as I go, but this is the first one of many. And again, I want your feedback. I want to know some topics that you might be going through, or situations that you might be going through, and topics that you want me to talk about, to try to give insight and information, just my opinion. But yeah, leave comments below, first of all, what you think about this, if you enjoy this, if it's helpful, and also what you want to hear more about. But I'm going to go battle this rain and hopefully get on some more smallmouth for you guys for some upcoming videos. But again, thank you for all the support. Like I said, there will be a giveaway coming up soon, but I appreciate each and every one of you. Stay anchored, stay blessed. I'll see you guys soon.